This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tel Tanner.
Back for the final time on a Monday. I'm Tel Tanner. This is KYNT, the final edition of the Lancer Locker for the 2022-2023 season. This is it. This is going to do it. This is the final day that we're going to be talking with coaches. We got two of them coming into the booth today to wrap up a couple of seasons. Mount Marty softball ended their year on Thursday in the GPAC tournament. Lancer softball ended up with their second best year ever in terms of their finishing status in the GPAC tournament. They finished in the top four in the finals, only second to last year, by the way, when they won the whole thing and went to the national tournament. They're looking to get back in that column next year, but they ended up going to the GPAC tournament, lost their game one 5-2 to Northwestern. They ended up winning their next couple of games 9-3 to Dordt, and then they ended up beating Briar Cliff in 12 innings 4-3. After that, they ended up losing in an 8-1 final to Northwestern College in Orange City. Northwestern was hosting the pod there. Lancers finished 19-22 overall, 10-12 in conference. We got the head coach of the softball team coming in to talk with us. That's Kayla Bryant in a couple of minutes on KYNT. I spoke with her and I spoke with Coach Josh Tykro, the head coach of the baseball team, both earlier today. We're going to play those interviews coming up next. Coach Tykro and the Mount Marty Lancers once again finished their season on Saturday down in Doane in the pod championship game there as well. Both Lancer baseball and softball actually finished their season in the same way in the pod championship at the pod they were playing at. Lancer baseball ended up with a 38-15 overall record on the season. If I'm not mistaken, I was told by Andy Bernardo earlier this year in passing that the all-time record for wins was 39, so they were one away from that this year. They did, however, set a regular season total before you get to postseason in total victories with 36. So they set that record in Coach Tykro's first ever season as the coach of the Lancers. That's pretty special. As we talk about their last couple of games, they went to the GPAC tournament, defeated the University of Jamestown 3-2 on Thursday. Advanced to Friday, they beat the 1 seed Doane in shutout fashion with Jared Miller on the mound. 3-0 was the final there. Then the last two games Saturday, it was a doubleheader versus Doane. Doane won both matchups 10-4 and 14-11. in the final games. We bid farewell to 13 Lancer seniors on the baseball team, 3 Lancer seniors on the softball team. We're going to talk about all of them coming up with the head coaches of the programs. But first, we still got to talk about track and field because they've been having a very good couple of weeks. The Lancer Track and Field matched program best finishes in the GPAC Outdoor Championships over the weekend. The men finished 4th and the women finished 5th. Individually, for the Lancer men, Seth Wiebelhaus and Mason Schleiss finished 1st and 2nd in the men's decathlon. Marcus Janofin took the top spot in the 100-meter, and Donovan Breckenridge won the 200. Elena Clark led the Lancer women as she was victorious in both the 100 and 200-meter runs. Fastest woman in the GPAC by a mile. She won both the 100 and 200. Callie Davis finished second in the 200 as well. Lancers take 1 and 2 in the 200. Ashley George took 3rd in the 100-meter hurdles, and the relay team of Isabel Hardmeyer, Zelly Sorensen, Alexis Even, and Elena Clark were 3rd in the 400-meter relay to also earn podium finishes for the team. The Lancers' next scheduled meet is the Concordia Last Chance. That's going to be this upcoming weekend, May 12th, and then the national meet in a couple of weeks. Let's go ahead and take this break now on KYNT. I don't have a lot of time today. We're running out of time already because I had a couple of these interviews earlier today, and we just had to talk seniors. We just had to talk the season. It was an emotional time. So let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back with softball in a couple of minutes. Coach Tykro will play that one after this one. This one will be softball with Kayla Bryant. I spoke with her earlier today. Let's take a break, come back, and wrap things up for the Mount Marty softball season right after this. KYNT.
We were founded on innovation and a passion to help our customers. This is Chris Sawtell at Aztec in Yankton. We also want our employees to thrive and succeed every day. Our core values are more than something we list on a wall. We live them every day. We have openings in a variety of departments, sign-on bonuses up to $2,000, immediate benefits like retirement savings, paid holidays, bonus earnings, tuition reimbursement, and more. Build your career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Stop by for a walk-in interview or click on careers at aztecindustries.com.
Hello. Here's to welcoming moments, big and small, embracing the unexpected, savoring life. At Avera, our nationally recognized health system will be right here with you, ready for anything. We listen to your goals and help you achieve them with care and coverage. We'll move you forward through sickness and health and every milestone in between. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/forward.
This sports season, keep your athlete hydrated with sparkling ice. Choose from a rainbow of colors and flavors, each sourced from nature with vitamins, antioxidants, and zero sugar. Sparkling ice. Tease your taste buds with tropical flavor. And rehydrate with Prime Hydration. The perfect combination of flavor and function, changing how you refresh, replenish, and refuel. With 5 awesome flavors and no added sugar, you're getting the taste you want without anything you don't. Prime Hydration, the perfect boost for every endeavor.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
Starting April 1st, Explorers Credit Union is giving away piggy banks for youth accounts. Stop into any branch and pick one up for youth 10 and under. And once per year, Explorers Credit Union will match up to $10 per year in coins with a deposit in all youth savings accounts. Stop into any Explorers Credit Union branch for more information and to pick up your new piggy bank. Discover the difference. ExplorersCU.com.
We return to the Lancer Locker. I'm Tel Tanner. This is KYNT 102.1 FM AM 1450. Let's go ahead and go now to Mount Marty University softball. The head coach of the program, Caleb Bryant, now in the booth with me. Congratulations on the season, Coach. Top 4 in the conference. You just told me that's the second highest finish in Mount Marty history, only second to last year. It's got to be nice having back-to-back seasons like this.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me, and it's awesome to the last 2 years especially, but with the young team we had finishing top 4, the run that they made in the tournament definitely gives them a really good boost going into the fall this coming next year and the spring. So we're really excited for this group coming back.
As you get into that GPAC tournament, you're without one of your biggest hitters in Autumn Porter, and you're still able to win 2 games over Dort and Briarcliff, advance to the Pod Championship. Northwestern did take that one, but it's got to be a nice tournament in there. Going in there, taking 2 victories, finishing top 4. Can you walk me through the emotions of the final couple of games of the season, what that tournament looked like?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So the girls, their saying was we love softball and we want to play as many games as possible. And I think they proved that to us when we played 12 games against Briarcliff, or 12 innings, against Briarcliff, we were going all the way to the end. I didn't think we were ever going to get out of that game, it felt like. But they really wanted to play for their seniors. They were enjoying the game. They were just soaking in all the little things. I think it's a huge thing to say about them whenever both of those teams had 30-plus wins on a season and a team receiving votes. And for them to go out and play the way they did, it was an awesome tournament for us.
As you just mentioned, the seniors, your team wanted to play for them. Let's talk about those seniors. Started off, you got 3 of them, and that's it graduating. It's got to be nice having a lot of players coming back, but let's talk about these seniors. Sarah Hart, first off, out of Oxnard, California, Reno Mesa High School. Tell me about this player that's graduating.
Yeah, Sarah really stepped up for us. The last regular season game against Stone and to the conference tournament, her playing time was up and down. She would get some at-bats here, run for us, stuff like that, but we ended up putting her at second base, and she ran with it and had a great tournament and had a great time, and definitely ended her career on a high note.
Bailey Corton, another senior, a utility out of Tabor, South Dakota, actually transferred in from South Dakota State University, a D1 player there, came to Mount Marty. She's been a big part of this program for years. It's got to be almost sad getting rid of some of these players, but you got to be excited as they're graduating. What's up next for Bailey Corton?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We always tell them, it's fun while you're here, but now it's time to move on and do the real adult stuff in life. And
it's never time for adult stuff. Come on.
That's what they think. But she'll be going on and teaching is her plan, and coaching either probably basketball or softball, not sure yet, but hitting that teaching field, and she's going to learn and see the side that we see as coaches, which is good. But yeah, it's been a pleasure having her the last 4 years, and having a local kid per se, because Tabor's not too far away, has been super nice to have.
Your last senior of the three, Abigail Page, out of O'Neill, Nebraska, went to St. Mary's O'Neill High School, graduating for the Lancers this last weekend. We're going to talk about graduation here in a couple minutes, but Abigail Page.
Yeah, Abby is, she's been a hard worker since she got here. As a freshman, I remember I was a graduate assistant at the time, and we were really working on her swing, and just to see the kind of player she developed. Last year, she had a good year, was second all-conference, and then this year I think she'll get another honor for all-conference at some point, but she really stepped up and was the DP for us most of the year and ran with it. She actually missed half of the season for a broken thumb, which is unfortunate your senior year, but she definitely ended on a high note too.
Let's talk about graduation then. This last weekend, that had to be where all of the emotions kind of came to a head as...
Yeah, so for us, our tournament, our pod ended on Thursday. Some schools weren't able, like Midland and Northwestern, they weren't able to walk at theirs because they were playing the championship. But our girls were able to walk, and they got to enjoy that moment, even though they said they didn't want to walk because that would mean we were in the championship, which I totally understand. But those are definitely memories they'll have for the rest of their life.
What did graduation day look like for your softball players?
Just enjoying it, celebrating those seniors one more time, and just ending on a high note with them.
So as you end this season now, you end up with that final record of 19-22, 10-12 in conference, and you finish top 4 in the GPAC tournament with those 2 victories in the end over Dordt and Briarcliff. What are some of the big memories you have of this season? When you think about this season, first things that come to mind of the fun moments?
Oh, man, there's so many of them, but I think for me, it was just seeing this team rally around one another and enjoy each other through the highs and lows. We had some moments where we had some really highs, and then we had some that were really lows. But the best thing was for them to see that they are a good ball club, and when they come together and play as one, that the sky's the limits for this whole group, this team. We've got some really good returners coming back, some younger kids, and really excited for next year.
Let's talk about next year then. You're hitting the recruiting trail is the next priority. So what is the next couple of weeks going to look like for softball and some of the recruits that you have already committed or looking to bring in?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll finally be able to get out and go see some softball games. I've been able to catch a few of the Yankton games, but it's kind of hard when we're playing 2. South Dakota having softball during our season is definitely a lot harder than when it was in the fall. So we'll definitely go out and check some of our players out that are coming to us in the fall, but then also just start recruiting on the trail and hit the road and find out who else we can get to be a Lancer.
Walk me through the Mount Marty offseason. What does it look like for the players now as they are now leaving Yankton? Some of them will stay, but what does the workout look like? What do they need to be doing throughout this offseason?
Yeah, definitely. So the biggest thing I tell them is on Friday was take 2 weeks away. You're going to take away from the softball. I don't want you picking up a softball. I want you resting. Let your body rest. I mean, we've been going 9 hard months of just grinding and going through it, and then 4 to 5 months of just being in season is a lot on the body. So we definitely preach to them, take a break, take a mental break, step back, enjoy your time with this family. We've got a lot of girls going home, like our Hawaii kid, Cali, all those far places where they haven't been home in a while. So it's more of just relaxing, enjoying that time, and then about 2 weeks we send them out the workouts and they're right back at it.
Coach Bryant, tell Lancer Nation, tell me what is in store for this Lancer program next year then. What do we have to look forward to?
You've got a lot of girls that are juniors right now that are going to be seniors, and they're definitely wanting to end their season on a high note. We've got some big returners. You're talking about a freshman class that is really talented that are now going to be stepping into that sophomore role. It's going to be exciting to see. And then the recruits are bringing in, I'm really excited about them. We've got some local kids, some South Dakota kids, and then some transfers coming in from all over. So we're definitely excited to get this group together.
Well, Coach Bryant, I appreciate your time coming in today. Congratulations on the season, the second best season in Mount Marty history, only second to last season. So I'm very much looking forward to the next year as well. Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This is KYNT, the Lancer Locker. Successful season on the softball side of things. Let's go ahead and take a break. Come back with Coach Tykrow in a couple of minutes. This is KYNT. What's the best beverage to enjoy while rooting on your team? 1919 root beer, of course. 1919 is brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients, real sugar and real vanilla. The unique recipe and these choice ingredients make 1919 the creamiest, full-bodied draft root beer available. Find it in 12 packs and single-serve cans at grocery, convenience stores, and restaurants. 1919 is alcohol-free and contains no caffeine, making it a beverage of choice at any time for anyone in the family.
At Triple Time Rudy's, you get convenient access to quality fuel products, Plus, you'll also find quality South Dakota products like Dimmick cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. With a local-friendly feel and unique product offering, Triple Time Rudy's is your local convenience store that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all of your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, pull into Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Started vaping at parties. It was fun, but then I couldn't live without it. I was hiding it from my family, even my friends. My skin was breaking out, couldn't focus, and I was spending a fortune on pods. Too hard to quit on my own. I was so addicted. So I called the Quit line. Coach Tara helped me get through the cravings. I'm vape-free. I couldn't have done it alone.
If you need help quitting vape, call the South Dakota Quit line at 1-866-SD-QUITS.
United Way of Greater Yankton changes lives and improves our community by mobilizing people and resources to drive strategic impact in education, financial stability, and health of every person in the Greater Yankton community. United Way uplifts individuals and families every day with measurable programs that deliver long-term results. Make your gift United Way's Community Impact Fund, supporting over 65 local programs at yanktonunitedway.org/give or text Yankton to 41444.
With a variety of crusts, sauces, and toppings, Pizza Ranch has legendary pizzas that will tempt every one of your taste buds. This is Annie at Yankton Pizza Ranch. From single toppings and create your own to ranch specialties, we invite you to come taste them all on the buffet or delivered to your door. Your locally owned Yankton Pizza Ranch on Broadway, 665-1222.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
And we return to the Lancer Locker. I'm Tel Tanner. Let's go ahead and bring in the head coach of the Lancer baseball program, Coach Josh Tykro. First-year head coach for the Lancers that just set a regular season program record with 36 wins, ended up with 38 total. 2 wins in the GPAC championship. Coach, congratulations on the season, and it might not even be done. But first off, congratulations on everything that has happened so far, and let's talk about what's next in terms of, is the season over? Is there an at-large bid? Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, there is a chance that we can continue playing. The selection show, so to speak, is on Thursday. There's still conference championships that'll be played today and tomorrow around the country. So by Thursday is when they'll announce they have the host sites already set, but they'll announce who's going. Obviously, if you win the tournament or the regular season, you get in there automatically. And then if you have a good resume, you win a lot of games throughout the year, you beat good teams.
Which you did.
Then that puts you in a good spot to be an at-large bid. So there is still some hope there with winning 38 games and having some really big wins, not only within our conference, but our non-conference schedule was challenging this year, and we did a great job with it. So I feel our resume is definitely worthy, and I think we are deserving of an at-large bid, but we'll see.
38-15 overall, 19-9 in conference was your final record. I think when I look back at the season, one of the things that I instantly think of that was just one of the most fun things for me was the MMU versus MMU series to start the year. Mount Mercy University versus Mount Marty University. That's just funny, the way to do it, to start off with MMU versus MMU. Is that going to be a thing in the future?
I think that might be a matchup that we try to build on every year. Their coach there, Coach Lofink, he has a good connection with him through summer ball a couple summers ago, and that has then led to us scheduling a Mount Marty versus Mount Mercy series, and it worked out really well. It's kind of, we met in Omaha and played them, and I could see us trying to work something like that out again for next year and beyond. They are a really good program too, so that's huge, getting to have an early non-conference series against a good team. And that, we did have, I think we went 3 out of 4 against them. That was a really big start to our season, and it got us going with some positive momentum there. But, yeah, that was a fun series, and we'll keep doing that, I think.
Coach Steicher, as you talk about this season as a whole, you started off this year, 36 games you played to start off, and 36 of them were on the road. You ended up, 33, I believe. Yeah, 33 were on the road. That's my mistake. 33 were on the road. 25 of them you won to start off this year because the weather was just so crazy. That's got to be one of the big things you think about when you think about this season as a whole. Am I right?
Yeah, I think so many road games makes the season seem like it flew by even more, because once you did play at home, usually your mind is like, okay, we're settling into the season a little bit. Here we go. But this year we started playing at home, and we were about done with our regular season. So it just
had 10 total games at home.
Yeah, it kind of gave a confusing feel there of, oh, wow, like we have already played that many games, but yet the season's about completed with our regular season play. So, yeah, that was interesting, having all those road games, but our guys did a really good job with that.
That's got to be nice to be kind of like a team bonding thing at the start of the year, though. All of these hours, all of these trips, all on the road, that had to bring the guys even closer, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that is a lot of hours. Like, we went to Texas, and that was on a bus trip, and the first few hours of that trip was actually through a snowstorm. So it made the Texas trip even longer because we're having to go slower to get down there. But I think our guys embraced that a little bit. Like, they had fun with it, knowing, like, okay, well, here we are. We're in a bus. We're not going to be getting there as soon as we thought we were going to. And it was already long enough the way it was.
How long was the trip?
The trip was supposed to be around 12 and a half, but it ended up being around 15.
Wow. Just on a bus for 15 hours.
Yeah, and we actually, that trip, we got to Waxahachie, Texas that night at like 9:30 p.m. We got them pizza, and then by the time we probably got settled in, I would say it was close to 10:30, 11 o'clock. And then we had to wake up the next morning. And yeah, so that was a quick turnaround there too. But they did a great job. We woke up. You
won that first game 5-3 over Tabor College.
Yes, we did. And Tabor's a really good program too. So yeah, that was definitely a fun trip for us that started off, with the snowstorm and everything. So there's good memories made there.
As you talk about the season as a whole, let's start talking seniors. You had 13 graduating seniors. I'm going to run through them for a moment, and then we can talk about the class as a whole. Chris Rofe, Noah Moon, Tyler Lynch, Joe Lund, Cade Koletsky, Billy Hancock, Cooper Davis, Grady Goldbranson, Mitchell Nome, Drew Gusso, Tommy Allitz, Zane Sally, and Josh Mares. That's a lot of names, a lot of very impactful players on this program, Coach. As I read the names, you just had a smile on your face for each one of them. This had to be an impactful senior class.
Yeah, this senior class, they were really good. They were around, some of them, for 4 or 5. I think, well, if you look at Cooper Davis, I mean, he's been around for even longer. He's been such a big part of our program and the university as a whole. But a lot of guys who love Mount Marty, and that's huge. You need to have people that they're invested and they want the best for not only the team but for the entire university, and they know that what they're representing is a lot bigger than themselves, and these guys were fantastic with that. And we can't thank them enough for all their leadership that they've shown on and off the field, and they definitely left this place better than when they found it, and that's always, I think, a goal for any group that comes through, and that's really cool that they were able to do that.
A few of these seniors were able to set both single season and all-time records. I want to highlight a couple of those. Chris Rofe, actually just on Saturday in the final game played, or Thursday, I suppose, in his final game pitching, was able to set the single season strikeout record for Mount Marty with 92 on the season. That man was pitching this season. Tell me about this guy, this senior Chris Rofe.
Yeah, Chris, he had a really good season. As you can see, breaking that record is very impressive. One thing that's cool about Chris is he was a reliever for us the past couple of years, really good reliever. And he came from a junior college where he did start, so he does have that background a little bit. But this last summer, he completely transformed his body. He just got in really good shape, spent a lot of time in the weight room, and just took care of himself. And he came back in the fall, and everything was a lot better when it comes to his pitches, his velocities, all that stuff. He was already good, so that was, you'd look for a lot of other guys potentially like take those steps forward, but the fact that one of our best pitchers that we've had the last 2 years takes that step forward, I mean, that was huge, and it's impressive, and it just goes to show, how hard he worked and how, like I said before, invested he was and is to this place.
A couple other seniors that are graduating here, some of your starters in the outfield, Zane Sally and Cade Koletsky out in center and right, big hitters for this program. Koletsky, a Yankton native as well. Tell me about Sally and Koletsky.
Yeah, Sally, he's been a big part of our outfield for years. he had an unbelievable end of the season. Really, as the whole season looking through it, he was pretty darn good the whole year. A little bit of a slow start, but he bounced back and was huge for us. And we actually had him down at the 9 hole, and he ended up being in our 5 hole towards the end of the year. So that kind of goes to show the steps that he took forward as the season went on. Really good leader. And in the outfield, probably one of the best, if not the best, center fielders in our league. I mean, he'll go run down everything. He's got a really good arm, and he just plays hard. And this last weekend in Doane at the conference tournament, you could see how bad he wanted it and how hard he was playing. It was really cool to see him run around the yard like he did, and he's going to be missed for sure. Zane was great. And then Cade. So we're hopeful that we might have a little more Cade Koletzki in the future. We'll see. But we are hopeful for that.
He's got that COVID year if he wants it.
Yep. So there is, I think, there's a trend in that direction. So that's exciting for us. But Cade, he had an interesting start as well, and he came around and was huge for us down the stretch. I mean, he had some big hits. I don't know if he had any home runs the first. Man, I don't even know. I'd have to look back at the stats, but he had finished with 6 home runs on the season, and those were all really in the last 3 to 4 weeks for the most part. So he was a big part, and he did that out of the 9 hole too. So the fact that we were able to put him down the 9 hole, and he was able to produce like that, give us that sort of power, and his speed, his athleticism. He brings a lot to the table when it comes to what he can do on the field. And defensively, his arm is, it is a really good arm, and you were able to see that. A couple of the throws that he made this last weekend were huge for us. And not only were they clutch, but just they're almost throws where you're like, man, like most guys aren't going to be able to make that throw and getting out there. But he did. So that just goes to show how good of a player he is and how dynamic he is.
And as you talk about those home runs, his first home run of the season, you're right, Coach, it was April 7th was his first home runs, and your season ended May 6th. It was all within a month where those 6, he stays on that pace, he's double figures, he's approaching 15 at the end of the year. So that is absolutely a very good end of the year for Cade Koletzki. We've got one more senior that I need to talk about here because we're already running out of time, Coach. We do this every time. We talk too much.
I know.
But let's talk about Billy Hancock. We can't leave without talking about this guy. Certainly one of the best to ever put on a Lancer jersey. He's the first All-American mention since 2011, I believe, was the last one. You had Jason Schmidt was an honorable mention in 2011. Trey Creer was second team in 2010. And after that, it's Billy Hancock, the all-time home run king at Mount Marty. Ended up, I think, 53 after he hit 2 on the second game on Saturday. 15 this season. Give me what you think of Billy Hancock, Coach.
Billy, you said it right there. He is an amazing player, even better person and leader, and we're gonna miss him, of course. He's so talented, and the presence that he brings to our dugout, to the things that we do off the field in the weight room and practice, really everything. Team meetings, when we meet together, he's always just so into it, and he's there to give everything he has, and he's such a good, I think, a role model and an example for a lot of our other guys, especially our younger guys who, moving forward, they're going to need to take steps in that direction to be more like him in the leadership aspect. Billy, he was an amazing player, had a great career. I'm really proud of him. He's worked so hard. I have a really close connection with Billy just through the summer ball. I would like to bring him to where I was coaching a couple of the times, knowing that it would be a really good growth experience for him. And to see him improve and to be so dedicated to his game and just as a person, as a leader, was really cool to see over his years here. And from the time that he walked on campus, 5 years ago to now, there's been so much growth there, and that's pretty incredible and a testament to Billy's character and his hard work and everything that he's done for us. So,
Coach Tykero, as we talk about the season as a whole, your favorite memory of the year?
Oh gosh, well, there's too many. I think that to just stand out and say one. I think just in general, my favorite thing was the people on this team are literally amazing. Us coaches, we've talked about this before, is we're very, very blessed to be surrounded by really good human beings. So every day you show up to the practice or to the field, it seemed different, than what I'd assume a lot of other places are going through or what they experience. And it's that, I think, is something that's really cool. It's just how close this team was, just the personalities, the type of people they are. It made it really easy and enjoyable to show up every day and do what you had to do. So I think that is the biggest thing that stands out from this season and this team is just that, the togetherness and the character that we have within this group.
Well, Coach Tykero, I appreciate your time coming in and talking with me today. Season might not even be over yet. You still got to wait for that selections show on Thursday. I'm going to make sure I'm placing some calls to the committee. Be like, hey, take a look at this Mount Marty program. They got a real chance in that tournament.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that. I hope so, too. I hope we can see some good news on Thursday.
Thanks for coming in and talking with me all season long, Coach. Congrats on the season. Good luck with that on Thursday.
Thank you.
This is the Lancer Locker on at KYNT. Go ahead and take one final break. We'll wrap things up for the final time in our 2022-2023 season. Back after this.
When you need to be sure, make it Sherco. For over 40 years, Sherco has been revolutionizing the tarping industry. From the original Sherlock side-to-side roll tarp to the 4500 series electric tarp to the ProTrap electric hoppers, Sherco has been exceeding the needs of farms and fleets across the U.S. and beyond. When only the best will do, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us online at Sherco.com. Make it Sherco.
What's special about Slumberland is ours is a free service. They get to come into our store. It helps the customer understand how the space is going to work so that they don't feel nervous about their purchase. If you live locally, you can set up an appointment with one of our sales representatives where we can come into your home and help you understand if you want to go shopping in your own home and bring some different pieces in to help them work with maybe the new piece you're looking for.
Free interior design service at Yankton Slumberland, located at 2401 Broadway Avenue.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake on Highway 52.
Purchasing a home in a competitive market can be frustrating. Having to make quick decisions is stressful. That's why it's important to be guided by an experienced real estate professional. I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and as an agent with more than 15 years of experience, I'll guide you through the home buying process and give you information necessary to make the right decisions in your home search. Call me today at 664-5555.
Finding a primary care provider who fits your needs is vital. With Dr. Amanda Sedlacek at Yankton Medical Clinic, the focus is on you and your health journey. As a doctor of osteopathic medicine, Dr. Sedlacek takes a whole-person approach to medicine. She provides comprehensive care for both women and men, including routine, preventative, and acute care, along with screenings and necessary treatments. Schedule your appointment with Dr. Amanda Sedlacek today. Learn more at yanktonmedicalclinic.com. So much care, so close to home.
Well, that's going to do it for the Lancer Locker this year. Our final two guests of 2022-2023 year for the Lancer Locker will be Caleb Bryant and Josh Tykero. I always appreciate it when I get coaches to come in. We've got a whole lot more next year in store. We've got a lot of plans. We're planning next year's show already. We're going to make a lot of changes to the show. It's going to be different, but it's still going to be the same content in terms of Mount Marty University is what we're talking with the coaches. We'll bring in some athletes. We'll bring in some coaches. We'll just talk Mount Marty all next season. I have a lot of ideas for ways to improve this show. But anyway, for today, that's going to do it for the Lancer Locker in the 2022-2023 school year. I absolutely appreciate all of the coaches that came in and spoke with me throughout the year, from John Micheletti and Belen Albertost, Oliver Thielman, everybody in the fall. You got the basketball coaches in Othier and Bertram in the winter, track and field, baseball, softball in the spring. We had women's soccer, we had volleyball, we had absolutely everything you could think of. We had archery, we had shooting sports, everybody on the Lancer Locker over the last couple of weeks. And it's been a lot of fun. It has been a lot of fun to do this show. And now it is time to bid farewell for the summer. We will be back in August before the first home game for the Mount Marty Lancers once again. The Lancer football team will be opening at home at Crane Youngworth Stadium against Culver Stockton College August 26th. That Saturday. So our first Lancer Locker will be the Monday before that so that we can preview it with John Micheletti. We're going to go ahead and take this summer break now. We will see you in August for more editions of the Lancer Locker. I'm Tel Tanner. It has been my pleasure to talk Lancer sports with you throughout the last couple of months. We'll see you next time.